So I just got done reading Superman number 26, and first of all, let me just say, I don't know about this cover. I got to be honest with you. Really looks like somebody dressed up like a pedophile, dressed up as Superman, and is now about to really just take John out to the shed and have his way with him, which I don't quite appreciate, quite frankly. But aside from, because you got to really look at this fucking, look at this. You see it? See that smile? That smirk is that of a fucking maniac. So, aside from the cover, I really like this issue of Superman because you gotta, the thing about Superman, especially come Rebirth, to me, that like the part that really got me into Superman was not, like Superman like beating people up and shit, or like, being all powerful and never fucking dying or doing anything that's like, I don't know, interesting. So like, that's not the part of Superman that's been interesting to me. The part about Superman that's been interesting to me has been the relationship between him and his son. And I think the relationship between him and his son has really evolved quite a bit since the beginning. It seems at this point like Superman's really got to deal with a rather petulant child, one that's sort of rebelling all too often. And you got to think like this guy's like, Superman's like, just, I don't know, like take your kid to work day every day of the fucking week, which would be fine maybe for some people. Like if you're, I don't know, you work at a fucking office, you're like, all right, whatever, I just gotta like push some papers, like that's fine. But Superman is taking his kid to work day every single week, every single day, and he's saving people's lives. So like this is kind of stressful for him. So he's out here, he's like, Lois, what the fuck? Like this kid just won't listen to me. I'm like, dog, like you can't just be running into buildings and like breaking the beams, because like people are gonna fucking die, dog. And the kid's like, fuck it. So it's understandable that Superman's getting a little bit frustrated, but it's also fun to see him be like a father, like probably everyone's father was. I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't have one, but if I did, I'm sure he would have been like this at some point if I had, started rebelling. So the interesting thing about this story is we see Superman and his son going through this sort of story, and then parallel to that we have this story between Clark and fucking his father, like Pa, just being like, bro, it's this parallel story of them teaching each other lessons, like Superman's like, all right, how do I reach these kids? And so he figures out, okay, I need to do what my man Pa Kent did, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right, Superboy, I got a special thing for you today. You get to be fucking Superman for the day. And Homeboy's like, what? Are you kidding me? Really? I get to be Superman for a day? Like, that's crazy. So he goes off and he's just like, don't tell me what to do, father. I swear to God, I will have your head. And so he fucking is doing all this crazy shit. And Superman's like, no. Oh, but I told you could be Superman today. So I can't really speak up right now. Oh, well. I guess I'm just gonna let all these people die, and that's sort of what happens. Not literally, because like nobody's really in danger in this issue, but regardless, the point remains. And then also parallel to that, we have Pa Kent being like, "Hey man, you get to be the farmer for the day," and fucking little Superman's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I get to farm." And then Superman's dad's like, bro, but like you can't be like using your superpowers, like you got to do it the old-fashioned way. And he's like, what am I, a fucking Mesopotamian? So like he's all like, I'm not about that. So he decides he's going to fucking cut all this grass by like flying through it, looking ass, right? But then he gets caught, and he also fucked up the grain on the goddamn wheat, so he fucked up. And then Superboy's like, oh, I'm gonna fly in here. I know what to do, Pa. You know what I'm saying? He flies in. He fucking beats the guy up, but turns out he didn't beat him up. He gets beaten up, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Pop. Anyway, it's a really fun book, and I just like seeing Superman and Superboy fucking, I like seeing their relationship, and it's fucking evolved a lot over the last 26 issues. This sort of issue is the reason I prefer Superman over Action Comics, personally. I actually had a discussion with my friend recently of why we like Superman, or why I like Superman and why he likes Action, because we both read Super Sons, but I like Jonathan Kent and I like Damian Wayne. And I don't think he likes Damian Wayne, but he kind of tolerates it because he likes their sort of dynamic. I like Damian Wayne and I like Jonathan Kent, and I like seeing them, or Jonathan White, and I like seeing them fucking, interact, and I like seeing them have fun or whatever, or go on little adventures. And then I like seeing Superman and his son interact. I think that's a fun dynamic, and so I like reading Superman. And I understand that, Jonathan is in Action Comics, but it's just not the same to me. Like, this one's just more of like a father-son book, and like I said, being someone who's adopted from China and like who's just never known their real parents, I don't know, it's really cool to see this sort of interaction that I never got to grow up with. So I don't know. I really enjoyed Superman number 26. I like the thing that I really like about Rebirth is that we get like these, you know, however many issue story arcs, like 4, 5, 6, whatever, and then we get like a 1 or 2 issue like respite where we're just like, all right, chill for a second, you know, regroup, you know, like we'll just like, I don't know, have a little adventure, get some little character development, see some different things between the characters, and just have a little bit of fun together. And I don't know, it's one of the things I really like about Rebirth. Because before it was just like, all right, we have an arc that's gonna go 6 to 8 issues or some bullshit. Then we're gonna have another arc and it's gonna go 6 to 12 issues, and then it's gonna go another arc and another arc and another arc, and it's just like you never get like a second to just calm down and like get your bearings. So I don't know, I really fuck with this. I really enjoyed Resident Evil. Are you fucking kidding me? I really enjoyed Superman number 26. Let me know if you guys read Superman number 26. I had a lot of fun with it. I'd like to know what you guys think down in the comment section. I'll be replying as per normal. Make sure to let me know what you guys think about everything down in the comment section. I'm so tired, man. I've been up for 36 hours.